Hello everyone, and it's time before we have the laundry, and I'm home, and I figured I have a cooking video about a dish that I have made several times, but it's not something that we usually show because it's a simple dish, and it's a dish where basically you're using what's ever in the house. Um, okay, man, I have one of those nice new ones that have a song before it's finished. Um, So I've already started it because it takes about a couple of hours to do. So I figured I started right now. This one has already started boiling. Um, Basically, what you do is you put whole pieces of chicken, as you can see right there, and you cover it with tomato sauce. Now, you don't have to have it as like a spaghetti. You can have it just as a paste. You can have crushed. As long as it mostly is liquid, you can add water if you need to. If you run out and you don't want to go, you can also use ketchup, just so you know it will have a sweet taste because of it. So usually the dish has it where you put in onions, but I don't have onions. So what we're going to do is use more garlic. Now, garlic, once you peel it off, because garlic you have to peel it off like an onion. You cut it up into little pieces like this. Now you can also just buy crushed onion, garlic, but it's kind of cheaper just to get the bulb. And mine has it for like 3-4 pounds, so all the chicken can't actually fit. So we're gonna put all of the almost all of it in a round thing like this, and we're wanting it to cover. So the tomato sauce and the all the spices that we're gonna put in is all together, so it boils in. And as you can see, I already started putting the things together. We're gonna move it around as we go along, as we put in the spice. So I wanted to show you this, the garlic, and how to really cut it up and do it. From a bulb, you take off the bulb. You can even put the stems, if stems that have grown in there, because it's basically they're all the garlic basically is the seeds. So you're not so even if you have some of the stems in there, you're still putting the garlic in there. You can also, if you want to, you can grow it all over again, but it does take time. And if you don't have a green thumb, don't bother, just buy stuff. All right, we're also going to add some more, so let's pause this for a second. Now I'm gonna show you some of the things. First we're gonna we already put in our vinegar. We're gonna put in onion, parsley, and oregano. Oregano we usually use a lot with chicken, and since it is gonna be a pasta dish, we usually use stuff like that. Parsley, because it gives it offsets some of the other things, and it evens it out. Onion powder, because we were originally going to put regular onions. Now usually I put garlic in there, but we have raw garlic, so there's no point, and we don't want to overpower it. We're not going to put any vegetables in because the sauce itself and all the stuff, when it cooks all together, we're going to have our side is going to be asparagus. And also it can be a dish upon itself because we have noodles. Now the noodles have just finished boiling up, and it's cooking the rest of it off. I turned off the thing. Once it starts boiling, basically, so you don't burn, is to just turn it off and let nature take its course, soften up anyone that isn't softened up. Then we're going to wait till it's almost halfway done, and we're going to put the pasta in. It's going to cool off, so I can even pick this up and won't have any worries, because I don't want to be boiled and stuff. So we're going to put all these in. So let me show you how much we're going to use. We're going to use oregano. It's always fun to show how it's done. I always like to do a visual thing. I don't say specifically, but if when it covers, you've done it. So there's only 3 in this one, and it hasn't started. We haven't started cooking this. So we're gonna start it. I always like to have one that when we start the video is already, cooking. Also, obviously, salt and pepper. Now, salt and pepper is optional for this because, I understand that some people have issues, health issues. But with this, I do put salt and pepper in because with stews like this, it usually absorbs a lot of stuff. Now, some people for this would actually add potatoes. I don't add potatoes because the people in my household would be like, oh, too much. I sadly make too much of a hearty meal sometimes. As you can see from all the older cooking videos, I like to cook a lot. So we're moving that around. And now we're doing the parsley. We've already done the vinegar. Vinegar for like that, one thing, is very expensive. And two, that's also an optional dish. I just do that because when it's stuff like this with pasta, it's always great to add some level of vinegar into it to offset some of the other ingredients. And it also tastes much better. It has a sweet savor. It smells good. It feels good. So that's always something I always enjoy. Remember, I'm doing this by visual, but I would say like a tablespoon. That's it. A tablespoon and a half is better for the oregano. Now we have onion powder. You see, I'm putting a little bit more into it because onion, it's just an important dish with onions. I feel like most pastas, onions is super important. And for me, for taste, I love onions. So we're going to put an added bonus. So double what you would think. Double what you would think. I know this is mostly visual, so I would say 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons for this. I'll put a little extra because Mama loves extra. And that's about it. After this, we're going to be cooking this all together for 3 hours. But the halfway point, we're going to have another video of adding the sauce and stuff. All right? I will talk to you guys later. This is part 1.